and welcome to today's episode on raising smart girls with Coach Mary. You are welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I don't know where you are joining us from, but as you come online and you join us on this episode, I'd love you to share where you're joining us from. If you're joining us from Abuja, from Nigeria, from Canada, from any part of the world, please just share and do let us know. We'd love to say hi to you. And so, welcome once again to this episode on raising smart girls. Okay, and this is going to be like the part one of the session or of the conversation because we would want to introduce properly, and so we also understand these people that we're talking about. First, I would want to encourage and I would want to appreciate all the parents that are raising girls. I give it to you guys. You're doing an amazing job. Trust me, it's not easy. In fact, every parent, I give you a round of applause because you are doing an amazing job. It's an assignment that has been given to us. Okay, like I said before, everybody can actually give birth to a child, but parenting is a different ball game. Most of us, in fact, there was no training before becoming a parent. You just become a parent and then you assume responsibilities, and automatically we think by instinct or by the fact that we have become parents that we have the skills, the knowledge, and all it takes to be that. So my assignment here is to support you as parents on this journey, especially with your teen girls, because from their when they're infants to the toddlers, young girls, and preteens, as they transition, you're going to be seeing so many deep changes. You're going to be experiencing so many changes with them, and so you would love it will do you so much good to get knowledge, to gather as much as you can, the knowledge that you need, especially in this time and this dispensation, because it's a different level. It's on a different level entirely. And so, once again, I really want to say well done to you, parents out there that are raising girls. Look, if you're raising a girl, you are not just raising one person, you are raising a nation, because that girl would become a woman that would also impact more lives. She will impact mankind. And so she is not just going to be a woman to a man. You're not just raising her to be a helper to one man, because as she is helping that man, she's also raising generations, right? And so we want to do right by the assignment that we are given. Therefore, we are supposed to invest first in ourselves by getting the knowledge, by getting the skills, by getting whatever we need, the tools that we need that would help us on this parenting journey. And so that's why I'm going to be here with you to talk about the different things that you need, or the knowledge, bring knowledge and ideas. We'll also share ideas and strategies that would help you on this journey. Okay, and so let's get into the conversation. So yes, for every girl that you meet, in fact, as she begins to approach her teen years, right, there are so many challenges that she will be going through, right? There's going to be physical challenges that she'll be going through. There's going to be emotional challenges. She'll be experiencing social challenges, academic challenges, family and environmental challenges, cultural, societal norms, mental challenges, and you name it, right? And then you don't just see a girl. When you see your daughter approaching that phase or that stage of her life, that phase of her life, actually, she's already going through a lot. In fact, you know, they go through a lot coming from their preteens. There's already a lot on body image issue. You see this statement people just drop anyhow. Oh, look at her fat legs. Look at her big nose. Look at how dark you are. Look at how it's already taken. They're already thinking there's a problem with them. As these things are dropped in their minds, you don't know which one they pick, and they begin to brood and meditate on those things, and it begins to take shape. They begin to feel unworthy, they begin to feel unloved, they begin to feel other girls are way better than them, just because somebody made a notice of something that they never even noticed before that it was a problem, or that could be a problem, maybe that they are not tall. Imagine not being tall at that phase or at that stage, or this person, relationship issues as well. My daughter will come, she's just 3, and she'll tell me, Mom, you're no longer my friend. Mommy, and you tell her you're not my friend. You see how she feels sad, really sad. And I'm wondering, at this age, you're feeling sad that I said you're no longer being my friend, or you're no longer going to be my friend. She feels sad and she begins to apologize. So at this phase, as little as you're no longer going to be my friend, it can really hurt her emotions or make her feel really sorry for whatever she did, and begins to beg you, please, to be her friend again. Okay, so you see that at this point, they are already, we young ladies, in fact women, we already termed emotional beings. Okay, so it does not leave out the young girl. She's also very emotional. Relationships affect her, the words that you say affect her. So you have to be very conscious with your daughters on what you say, the words that you speak to them. So for today, I'm not going to be giving us strategies right now. What I'm going to be talking about is the challenges that these girls are going through, so that you understand. Maybe you come from empathy when you see them, right? And you address things from the place of understanding, and then you are able to empathize with them, like being there, wear their shoes. You've been a teenager before, even as a male parent, or as the father or the mother. Now you understand what she's going through and the things she's trying to process. Okay, let's start from even the physical changes. Puberty. Puberty comes with a lot of changes. The body changes, menstrual cycle, hormonal fluctuations. As an adult, as a lady, we know what that does to us. When you're approaching your menstrual cycle or your period, there's a point where you become really edgy, like you're very irritated by so many things. As an adult, it takes a lot of work on yourself, emotional intelligence, to understand what is going on with you, to understand those times, and then be able to manage and then navigate your emotions, such that you don't become a nuisance during that phase or during that period. Much more, imagine a young girl that is still trying to understand what is going on with her, and then what she's experiencing. So her body is changing. She's not just seeing the body changing, she's also trying to understand how this body changes. Is she going to change right? Is she going to develop in the right places? She's worried already about these changes because she sees things on social media, on the TV, the things that are really appreciated and the things that are not appreciated. And so she's worried, am I really going to change much? Am I really going to develop in the right places? Am I going to be tall? Am I going to be this? How is this going to happen? So all these thoughts are going on in her mind. Her hormones are everywhere. Her hormones are changed, and she's like, things that she normally would not give attention to, she would begin to give attention to those things, and they begin to affect her. So then you talk about body image issues, negative self-talk, low self-esteem, and unrealistic beauty standards. I already said it. When they begin to hear things, people begin to drop things in their minds, like you're still growing, for crying out loud. You're still developing, but they don't see it as that. It becomes a worry. It becomes a problem. They begin to ask themselves, oh God, like it becomes like, I don't know how to explain how you can sit and begin to think, what if I don't grow much? So you see that that is already a challenge that they are experiencing, right? So once you understand that, oh, my girl is going through this, you would try to see ways that you would want to either speak to her or even encourage her about certain things that are happening to her, right? And so we'll move over to the emotional challenges. She'll be experiencing emotional challenges, right? Self-doubt and insecurity. She'll question her identity, her self-worth, and even relationships. By this phase, she's already wondering, am I worthy enough? Am I deserving of this friendship? Am I, her what? So these are things that she'll be asking herself. Would I be worthy of anybody's love? Would I be worthy of the kind of friends that I have? But if she has, or if you play your role well as a parent, you would be able to guide her right. You will be able to instill in her that her self-worth is not dependent on anything she has achieved, would ever achieve, her accomplishments, or anything. But just because she is human, she is worthy, right? If you let her know, if you know your role and you stand in your office as a parent and play that role well, trust me, you will be raising and building a girl that will not just change her own life, but would also impact people, impact the world at large. She would also deal with anxiety and stress. You see this stress and you think it's only you that is going through stress as a parent. Trust me, they are also going under their own stress. You see school pressure, societal expectations, and the fear of failure. Oh, I had fear of failure growing up. Like, what will it be if I fail? Because I had younger ones coming behind me, and I didn't want to look like someone that has failed. What would they think of me? Or what example would I even be setting? Right? So the fear, the pressure, the school pressure, academic pressure is something else. Grades you want to pass, and then you're not even doing well, and yet you don't even know how to help yourself. Maybe she has a course that she's struggling with, and when she comes back, what you see is that she has failed that course, or even she has failed that session or that semester or that term, right? And then maybe you come from the angle where you come in is you're feeling frustrated because I have spent so much money, I have done this, and I've given you the best of this and that, and then you forget the fact that she is struggling or she may need help. Now, what we do most times is to get a lesson teacher to come and teach her, right? But from an angle, you can also tell her or ask her, what area can I help you? What are you struggling with? And then when you're able to even sit with her, right, she'll begin to download where she is struggling with. Recently I was talking to a young girl. I always try to approach them because I know these struggles are real. I've experienced them. And if you are going to be honest with yourself, you would also have had some challenges and experiences growing up. And so I approached her. What was her challenge in school? She said it was mathematics. And for me, I knew I had a challenge when I was a teenager. And one of those challenges was even in a language, Igbo language. I stayed in the north, and then going back to the east, it was compulsory to actually study Igbo language. And I wasn't really hearing Igbo language. And then the first semester or the first term, I got F. And the second term, it's like, I think I narrowly escaped. But then I didn't want that again. And so because of the experience, I had to look for somebody else that was good. Now, I did that because I had, I want to thank you, Emmanuel, for joining. Emmanuel Morige, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. And so because I had had that, I just felt there was somebody that was good or would be better. And because I wanted to improve, I had to look for who was going to take first in class. And what I did was I asked someone, and the person told me. I approached the person, and I told this person, can you fix me in? What is your schedule? What is your timing for your studies? And she did. She helped me. I started following her, and that was how I picked up. And in fact, I became, so that was I began to help that other young girl. And recently she came and told me, testify that this thing is really helping her. Like, she has improved in her mathematics. She now understands because somebody was there to interject, to tell her, this is how you do it. And this, so you might see her as a parent and you begin to lash, oh, you're failing, you're bad, you're this, you can help. You begin to throw in words, and then she locks up. Once she locks up, she can't even get what they're saying. To you, that you as a parent that is supposed to even be encouraging or helping her or guiding and supporting her, she doesn't even have you on her side. And so she struggles so much. The next is depression, right? She moves into that phase where she becomes depressed. Talking about emotional challenges, right? That a girl will have self-doubt. She'll begin to doubt herself. There'll be feelings of insecurity. She begins to question her identity and her self-worth. Relationships begin to matter to her, right? And if she's not getting that right, it's going to also be a problem. She's going to be thinking on that. She's going to be pondering on what is going on with her, if she is worthy of the friends that she's having, if she's worthy of getting good grades, if she's worthy of so many things. So she's going to be dealing with identity, trying to find her place. Apart from who she is as a member of your family, she'll want to find, who am I? What am I here to do? What is even my role? What's my assignment? Do I even have a purpose? Would I amount to anything? You see? So there are questions that are going to be on her mind, and it's going to be telling, or she's going to be displaying some certain form of maybe actions or attitude that you will be seeing on the surface, and you'll be wondering, is this girl okay? Right? So it is expected that she's going to go through this. Not all of them, not everybody, not every girl would go through this, depending on how you have played your role as she begins to transition into this phase. Okay, so the next we have is anxiety and stress. Anxiety and stress. Okay, so as parents, we go through a lot of stress, but then we expect that the teen girl should not be stressed. What are you stressed about? Is it school? Is it academics? Just go read your books. That's all you have to do. You know, academic stress can be a lot. School pressure. There's a lot of pressure in school. You know, there was a movie, the person said that the secondary school is like a jungle. You know, when they go in there, they don't know who they're going to meet. Are they going to meet bullies? There was one young girl that was about going into secondary school, right? And she was so scared. She was so scared that she reached out to me and said she was afraid of bullies, right? And these are uncertain things. They are scared of things that will not happen or might not happen, might happen. The percentage for it to happen is very, very slim. Like the chances is really slim. But she was scared of bullies. That was her major fear going to school, right? That's for one person. Fast forward, when she went to school, she didn't even have any bully. It was a different ballgame. She didn't even see anyone as a bully because she felt she was younger, right? And going into school, she might meet people that are way older that could bully her because of her, her age and all. But that didn't happen. So you see, this kind of thing, she has already had the fear. She's already conceiving the fear before she gets into school, and it begins to affect her. So societal expectation, fear of failure, depression, internalizing emotions, lack of coping mechanism. Because as these girls grow or as they transition into this phase, you begin to teach them about coping mechanisms. These are skills that they need to learn, right? So even as a coach, one of the skills we teach is this coping mechanism to help them, because they are going to experience, it's normal. We all experience these things. And so as they approach these different phases, they're also going to experience this. But then you had no idea or you had no clue when you were growing, right, what to do. But now maybe you sit on a better position as a parent to direct, to support, and to encourage them. You're to teach them these skills. If you don't know about these skills, then you would learn it. And that's why we're also here to support you on this journey with your teen girl. So I'm going to be running through some other things that they will be experiencing. Emotional regulation, managing emotions, mood swings, and impulsivity. You see, as a teenager, their brain is not fully developed. But the truth is, when you see a teenager, you just assume, oh, she's mature, she should be able to handle these things. No, the prefrontal cortex of their brain is not fully developed. And so they are going to be having or experiencing impulsivity. They'll still be struggling with their decision-making processes, right? And then managing their moods, mood swings. You notice it in girls. You just wonder how this person is happy. All of a sudden, what happened? You might even be thinking maybe the person is possessed, or you're wondering every time you're going to be frustrated sometimes with such expressions from them. But from the girls, expect it is normal. As fathers, expect it to happen with your young girl. Okay, so you should be prepared for it. And then if you understand and know how to work with them on it, then you will be doing yourself a great service. So social changes or challenges is another aspect of what they would be struggling with or experiencing. So social challenges, they'll be experiencing social challenges, peer relationship. Friendships become very important to them. Like I told you about my young girl who's just 3, and friendships, every time he's telling me this person is no longer my friend. This person is no longer my friend. This person is my friend. And so these are things that they are going to be experiencing. Peer relationship, friendship, cliques, bullying, social media exclusivity. When people say there's a clique, these ones are these babes, and then you don't belong. Some even desire to belong to a clique. some desire to, is like a heart cry. In fact, there was another movie where this young girl did everything just to be among this clique. And from everything that she did, all the things that she was willing to go all out, to the point where it would even cause her to be expelled from the school. And she still went ahead to do so much. So you see how very vital relationships can be at this phase of their lives. So romantic relationships, they will have crushes. Heartbreak will be there. But if you're not there to support them and work with them on this journey, you will be leaving them with no chance but to seek advice from people out there or from their friends who are still on the same journey, trying to navigate or find their footings, and then they'll be the one giving advice to your young one who would also have issues. Social media, societal expectation, there's just so much. Academic challenges. Your daughter is going to go through the pressure of grades, exams, and college preparation. What course should I study? Where would I go? Do I, right then when we were in secondary school, in fact, in the final year, we knew we were going to choose courses, and we're just going with the flow. Doctor, engineer, lawyer. We just felt those were like prestige. If you say I'm studying medicine, there's this. But then we didn't even know there was nothing like anybody coaching, advising, right, supporting, guiding, or picking your strengths, knowing what you're good at, and able to channel you to the right course to study, or suggest courses that would be good for you or will be good for your daughter. So these are the things that they're going to be thinking about. Career uncertainty, they're exploring interests, passions, their future goals. So at this point, they're going to be exploring a lot. So get ready for the exploration. You see them here today, this person is this, tomorrow the person is doing the other thing. Just they're exploring these things, and they just want to find themselves. And this is one of the challenges they will also be experiencing. Another one is balancing responsibilities. Thank you so much for joining us this far. And then this is one of the things that we'll be bringing to you. Going on, right? Going on the different episodes that we're going to be sharing here. And so I would love to conclude, but before I do that, just the final one, which is cultural and social norms, navigating diverse cultural backgrounds, especially those that have traveled abroad. I'm going to be coming for you, those in the diaspora, right? There is so much, most times, in fact, it's not our fault. Everybody is trying to jump out there, right? And because we want the best for us, not just ourselves. I'm sure most of us are thinking for our kids, especially, right? We want to give them the best, we want to do, but then beyond finances, financial and security and all that, there's still more that these girls need. And so cultural diversity cultural diversity is also something that affects these girls. And so if you do not, as a parent, pay attention to their needs or to the things that they need at this point in time, they will struggle so much, right? And so I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. But then as parents, I'm going to be dropping a few roles that you should play as a parent, right? A few roles you should play is as a mentor, a role model, and a safe haven. So thank you so much for joining us. See you again next week, Monday, on another episode on Raising the Smart Girls with Coach Mary.